husband over here with his face in the window, and when he saw I was coming, he got pretty excited and turned around, and it's not late, it's 9:30. Hi, bud. There you go. There you go, buddy. Hi. Let me go get the rest of the food, guys. Marty. Hi. Hi, Mart. Let me go get the rest of the food. All right, Morris. Hi, buddy. Good morning. Hi. 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 You're a good boy. Good morning. Good morning. Alright, it's another hot and humid day in the neighborhood. Here's Stripey. He was in the house with me for a bit. Yeah, it's just going to be hot, hot, hot. Chance of rain. Hot, hot, hot. I guess the main rain chance is Thursday. But, you hear the insects in the background along with the chickens? Nothing says summer better than that. I guess it's crickets. That grasshoppers, crickets. All the, well, the heat pump just came on. All of the insect noise. Nothing says summer heat in North Carolina with a heavy dose of humidity better than those insects. Well, I shouldn't have to water again out here. I'll just replace the cat water, and which is enough because there's like 4 or 5 bowls, and then get my fountains going for the day. I'm in a little bit of a mood this morning, I guess, after yesterday's headlines, and I'll just leave it there. Nobody really wants to know what I think anyway, and it'd just get me in trouble. Everything seems to be looking good this morning and not too dried out. Don did do the Japanese maple bonsai a few days ago, and somehow I didn't get the video inserted where he talked about doing it. So I'm going to insert that after this clip, and it's looking pretty cool over here.
Okay, this is that $10 maple tree that we bought Sunday. It's a real skinny little thing, and we had watched some videos I don't know, a month or 2 ago that talked about if you want to make them S-shape, you need to get them really thin. Now you're supposed to do this in the basically late fall, early winter. But you know, I'm just going to do it now, and it's $10. Got to be careful. I got some number 10 wire. It's just what I had. You can buy wire to do this, but again, I've got wire out the wazoo. The key thing is, which is very helpful here, and when we bought it, we didn't know it. The guy said, you know, if it's got some natural bend to it, you probably want to leverage that, and you know, take it easy. And you know, you can tweak on it in the future. And he also said leave the branches on. I think this one probably gonna come off because it's too low, and maybe even these two, but this one and those right there for sure. Because he said you kind of want to leave the growth because you want the tree to grow, to thicken, and you know, the more leaves and stuff like that, the better. So he said, even if you're going to take them off later, just leave them. But of course, he didn't have his down quite that low. He did have like a branch like this one's forming about where this one is, So maybe I am going to leave that, but I'm pretty confident I'm going to take this one off right here. And anyway, where I'm going to do this, there's no magic to it. Just be careful, and the time will tell. It's $10. Here we go. Okay, I guess this is it. I wrap the copper carefully around, follow the bend, making sure it doesn't pinch. I guess now that looks like it's wanting to come on this side. It's funny how you get everything stabilized. And the extra copper is going to be used to bring it back over. I've put this galvanized sign stand, I put it into the pot, drilled a hole, wired it so this thing cannot move. This stand, you could pick the pot up with that stand and it wouldn't bother it. So that's going to give it really good stability, and it's not rubbing on it. That was my intent. I think I am going to do something with this right here, though. I think I'm going to try to carefully put that little limb on this side of the copper wire instead of on that side of the copper wire. But other than that, I'm going to go find a place to put it, and you know, we'll check back in a couple years. I do intend to bring it back across and then up, or something along that effect. But you know, it's really just up to the tree. It's going to do what it's going to do. It's $10, and you know, so far about 15 minutes of my time.
Uh-oh, she's not up here to greet me because I had the vacuum cleaner out and she's gone to her safe spot. Oops. She's probably in her chair. I think I can get her out. There she is. Come on. Hi. Good girl. I didn't mean to scare you by running the vacuum cleaner. That's a good girl. Here's your chicken. Well, a couple things stand out in the front yard to me this morning. One is even more red flowers on the canna lilies, nice spikes sticking up. That's great, and a lot of yellow flowers starting to come out behind it. And we've got a branch stuck down in the creek in front of the gnome home. These are details I guess you probably can't tell from the camera, but one of us should walk down there and move that branch on along. On my Japanese beetle patrol today, I'll handle that. It's just sticky. 83 and sticky. Super sticky. Not horrible in the shade. Don't really want to be out in the sun. Yeah, I guess I will make a short comment. Still try to stay out of trouble, but I'm feeling a little down this morning that it's not safe to be in a large crowd in our country without fear of a shooting taking place. I think personally we've stopped going to a few large events, larger spectator things, because of current events. I'm not saying I wouldn't go in a large crowd. It's not that, you know, firm, but I pause to think about it now when we do that. And it's pretty much any venue, anywhere. So that bothers me. And then the other thing is there just seems to be a lack of critical thinking about some things, and a lot of memes and going off the deep end quickly about. I just prefer a wait and see approach, listen to the hopeful facts. I realize the concern about do we actually get the facts or not, but I don't know. Some critical thinking skills about things would go a long way, I think. And I'm not too interested in memes and other things that they don't sum me up, and I don't want other people summed up that way. I think that's what I'm gonna stick with this morning. You might notice there's no notification this morning about the seat belt, the problem that we opened the service ticket up for. We kind of suspected things might dry out and maybe it would go away, and I'd say things have dried out and it's gone away. But our appointment's what, at the end of August or something?
We don't have to cancel it.
We're
today.
not going to be canceling it anytime soon. So if it pops back up, we can still get it addressed.
But we will cancel it in at least a week if it hasn't shown up, because we want to make that service appointment available to somebody else.
Sure,
instead
absolutely.
of tying it up to the last minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
The air conditioner was a little bit different. It had acted up several times, so we did wait a little longer to cancel that one. But we had suspected this one was going to be just fine once it dried out. But we just, you never know.
Well, and because of the time to appointment, it was best to open it and then go from there.
Right.
You can't wait until it's super serious and then open the appointment.
Right.
Anyway.
Exactly.
I do want to point out, though, if you're desperate to get in for an appointment, you just need to check once or twice a day in the app to see if there's been a cancellation and then grab that spot.
Correct.
Appointments do become available. And I also think showing up at the service center and for certain things pleading your case might get, for things that are urgent, will probably get you some assistance with the right attitude.
Right. I think if your air conditioner goes out completely, or your battery 12 volt, they pretty much put you in for that. They get you in for those.
Yeah, well, I always think showing up in person and talking to someone and having a good attitude, not demanding, not mean, I've seen people mistreat the service people, and it's no wonder they don't do anything for you after you do that.
Yep.
So this morning on the trail, there's some red flags and there's a white arrow going forward and this way. The red flags are obviously for the light pole electric.
Right.
But that sewer project is probably
It's going to be coming this way.
doing something down here, which is what they told us when they were out here measuring the height of the sewer lids and stuff.
Yeah.
6 or 9 months ago. Here's another big arrow in the grass.
Yep.
So,
There's a sewer thing right there.
yeah, and there's a sewer thing there. Well, a lot of these trails in North Carolina, they run along the area through the woods that was cleared for the sewer.
Right. If you can't build down here, this is floods. This is the lowest spot.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to build on this.
near the water. So, anyway, probably coming to our trail very soon. Construction and not safe walking. They'll probably close the trail down for a few days while they're doing whatever they're going to do up here.
I'm agreeing with you on that.
And obviously we will abide by that, and I don't really want to hear all that noise anyway and be close to it, so it might stop here because the sewer cuts to the left over to that other neighborhood. It might stop here. I can tell you one thing, I'm pretty sure whatever they're going to do, this branch is leaning, I'm not going to love it. I think we can rest assured that I won't love it. They'll have to cut a few trees, disturb the serenity of the woods. You know the drill. But yeah, because this is just another sewer line that they didn't pave, which I wish they would pave. Give us a little more of a spot we could walk in the woods and stay in the shade. Stone pipe pile.
Stone pile.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what that means, but anyway. Drop this off here. This is not from the fireworks, and there's a similar exact pile at the end of the trail off to the side. So again, whatever day they decide to mess with it, I think they're closing the trail, and they've got the stuff there ready to just go implement it.
Well, we can go through the neighborhood, come down this piece right here.
Yeah.
It just cuts out some of our shade.
Right, it cuts out the best part of the trail.
Yeah, it just basically makes sure we stay out in the sun the whole way.
And on the higher elevation parts. This is all uphill from here, baby. particularly uphill. Well, looky, looky, they've got the net up on the batting cage now, and the protector for the person throwing, and a nice little base mat over here so you can practice your stance. You're not just, you know, standing in the open. All right. Yep. Thank you. Dawn said it's called the batter's box. I knew that. I used to watch the Yankees back in the day when Reggie Jackson was king. Since Reggie left the sport, I moved to North Carolina. I hadn't paid it too much attention, though, admittedly. Once a year at the Durham Bulls, maybe. I like baseball just fine. I just don't make the time to watch it. Well, it's good to be back to the shady part of the trail. I definitely feel like I caught some rays up there. We walked around the pavilion there at the splash pad and around the track one time and picked up a good bit of trash, and I raided there in front of ball fields 1 and 2 with some of the Fuquay Pokemon raid group and enjoyed chatting with them. Older people my age. It's all good. And yeah, I think I'm ready to be back to the car now. Aren't you ready to be back to the car now, too?
Yeah, sure. About an hour ago, I was ready.
When we started?
Yeah.
When we left the car?
When we left the car, I was already ready to get back.
Don's gone out to the garage to do the screen repair on his phone. We'll all wish him luck on that. Johnny says robots tomorrow, not today. He's got some other things to attend to. And I am going to redo this. I guess I don't see a super huge benefit to moving everything versus just trying to bring on a new plate. I don't know. Oh, I'm just going to go get a new plate and I'll move everything. I hope to get that done and then, you know, keep going today. Hopefully it won't take too long. It's 3 o'clock, so let's see how long it takes me. Okay, it took 35 minutes. I don't know what I'm going to do down here on the end, but I'll figure it out as I go.
Well, I'm out here to replace the screen on my phone. It's been broke for a couple years, but I guess that water leaked in to it when we were walking, and the screen is now dark. It's still alive. You can feel it vibrate and such. I've got supposedly a genuine screen from iFixit, and I ordered also the repair kit, and I didn't realize I had ordered this. I had forgot about this. This thing is a thing you heat up in the microwave, which we don't own, and it gets hot and you can lay it on the phone and it helps with the adhesive. But they said you can use a hair dryer, so it does have a little suction cup. They say you're going to need that, and tweezers and stuff. So anyway, it also included little picks for opening it up. And the instructions pretty straightforward. And I read the comments, and the people say basically the instructions work. The only tricky part of this thing is calibrating the fingerprint sensor. The screen, it has an on-screen fingerprint sensor. You know, you just touch the screen in a certain spot. You got to calibrate that, and it takes a Windows USB driver, download some software from from Google to do that. But and I'm gonna go, if I get that far, I'm gonna do it. But I haven't had a fingerprint sensor since like day one. I mean, the first week I had this thing, I basically dropped it, and the first crack went across the fingerprint sensor. So I've been typing in the PIN for the 2 years I've owned this phone. So not having a fingerprint sensor is not a big deal. And long term, I do plan to replace this phone. Medium term, I just want to get it back up. I would like to have it working when I get the new phone. In other words, have the old phone and the new phone. I would like to have that scenario because there's stuff on this phone, my authentication apps, that I need, that two-factor authentication. Last time I had that also in this new phone. It was no problem. It just lickety split, and the other phone had died also. So you know, this will be the second time I basically have upgraded phones when one's been dead. In the Authenticator app, so far I've been successful in getting everything back. So I had some suction cups, big ones, and I put it on the bottom. I cleaned the bottom with rubbing alcohol, so it's on the back. And I'm using their little suction cup on the screen itself. And they said if it's really bad and the suction cup doesn't stick, they said put a piece of clear tape. So I did, and that should help it stick. Then I'm putting a little aluminum foil tape around my suction cup because I'm going to heat it with a heat gun, and I don't really want to melt that. The key thing is they want you to get the pick into this gap right here, and you know, I'm going to try. Well, I've got the screen off, and the little connector. They showed you, you know, how to do that, and it worked exactly all right. That connector is a really tiny little connector. I mean, that's a tiny little thing. That cable's really small. Alright, so I've got some little bits of glass. You can still see there that that's the corner that was dropped or damaged. You know, I'm not convinced that replacing the screen's gonna fix my problem, but you know, I put a little piece of tape over the camera. It's not touching the camera, it's actually, that aluminum tape is stiff, and so it's kind of bent, so dust and stuff won't get in there. They did warn you, the comments warned you that be careful and make sure that you take the little protective cover off the new one. So I cut the plastic so I could see it, and sure enough, there is a piece of sticky tape over the camera lens, so that's good. So next I'm gonna clean out the groove with rubbing alcohol, go around the phone and clean it, get all the adhesive off. And everybody says that's the hard part. The tedious part, it's not hard, it's just tedious getting the adhesive. They recommend a 2mm flat blade screwdriver. Apparently that's how wide that groove is 2mm, and that looks about right. So here we goes.
It lit up.
Yeah.
It lit up.
Yeah, it said to test it
Before you
put the adhesive on it, because the connector is super duper tiny, and it's just, and so now that I've taken it off, when I took the old screen off, I paid attention, but you know, putting it on there is a little different. So then I got this one on there, and so now when I take this off to put the seal on there, I know how that cable feels. And they told you to put a little tape on it to kind of make it act like a little book.
Well, after I found out this morning that basically Don's Pixel 2 watch is not going to work with an iPhone, and my leverage for getting him to switch to Apple was lost, I really wanted this phone to work again.
Yeah, me too.
You getting another Google phone means nothing to me.
Yeah,
But
we
if
only
I-
have 4 years on the Google Watch.
But if I could get you on the Apple universe where things just work.
Well, let's not count our horses. We
Oh,
saw
I
it
got confidence
light
in
up.
you.
Yeah.
It lit up.
It
That's
lit
good.
up.
I realized, but yeah. Well, I tell you what, you know, the thing of it is with all of these is when you only do it once, that's hard. You know, you get to do it once or twice and train, and then you're good to go, you know. But this is like, you know, poor Don is just on his own first time, got to fix it. It's just, what do you need, sweetie?
Oh, it's eating for a glass of water. But
I'll help with that.
yeah, I totally agree with that. I can see how Apple has an advantage over everybody else, because the Apple Store knows exactly, you know, the engineers have shared with them, they've actually built appliances that suction cup and heat it to perfect temperature, the perfect amount of everything, so that I can see why they can replace the screen in like 2 seconds. So if I had an Apple product, I'd be taking it to Apple.
Right. Well, you called and talked to somebody, and this replacement
price of the phone.
is the price of the phone for the places to fix the screen. So you either fix it yourself or you just go get a new phone.
Yep.
It's like you ain't paying somebody to fix
Right.
it.
And of course, they can't even guarantee you they're not going to make a vegetable out of your phone. You're going to have to reinstall.
Yeah.
Because I could see if you had something on here that for whatever reason you didn't have a backup of, and so this phone is the phone I've got to have. I guess you would pay them, but then they don't guarantee you that they're going to be able, you know, that's best effort type thing.
Yeah, well, this is all those places, they make all their monies fixing iPad screens that kids drop.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I've just got back from testing it. I've got the screen on. I have not put the adhesive. There's the adhesive. But the hard part was getting the old adhesive off. And the thing is, somebody said use a 2mm, and I had a 2mm, but and that was the right width of the screwdriver. But really what you need is get you a cheap, this is one of those disposable, you know, every now and then you buy these things and they give you include a free screwdriver, piece of nothing. Well, I sharpened it with a piece of sandpaper, and I made it really sharp and made it like a little chisel, and it just sliced the adhesive right off. So I highly recommend you sacrifice or save these little cheap things, and then if you ever have to do this, use it as like a little chisel, and it'll just slice the adhesive off. Anyway, I'm going to do what they say now. It did light up. I'm going to take the cable, the screen back off, put this gasket edging thing, adhesive, whatever, on, and then well, put the cable back on, and then hopefully God, it'll still work when I snap it closed. Okay, there it is. I've got it on there, and it looks good. I know it's impossible to see this, but I'm going to go inside and finish up the process. You got to calibrate the touch sensor and all that kind of stuff. But there it is. It took a lot of stuff. I wouldn't say it was that bad, assuming I got that cable right and I didn't mess up the camera and I can get the touch sensor working. But you know, I'll take it just lights up and I can get in the phone, because then I can get a new phone and get my crap off of here and feel confident that I got my authenticator information working. So anyway, I'm going to, like I said, go inside and do the next steps.
I heard somebody was happy.
Yeah. Got my phone.
As Johnny would say.
Yeah.
Fist bump.
Yeah, I'm going to do the touch sensor calibration. I'm trying to get the phone in developer mode so I can install some software over the USB port from my Windows machine. That is a tool they provide to calibrate the touch sensor.
Okay, well, good luck with that. As you said, you hadn't had that in forever, so you could still live without that.
I could still, yeah.
But it would be it would be nice if it still worked.
Yes. Let me see what my girl looks like in the camera. Oh, you're not fuzzy. That's a good thing. Here.
I'm not fuzzy?
Yeah, people said their camera is fuzzy.
I'm glad the camera's not fuzzy.
Yeah, it looks perfectly normal.
Can't imagine how the front screen affects the lens on the back side of the camera.
You know, I hadn't thought about that. Maybe they meant this is fuzzy. Oh, that's horrendously bad. Me.
It was actually okay.
Yeah, it doesn't make me look any better.
Boo!
I wish it was fuzzy, then I would look a little better.
Oh, please. Well, this is coming along good. I got fixing to stop at 6:15. I'm just getting to a stopping point. I got the plate rebuilt, and I've just about got the first floor rebuilt, or first floor built. I have added an extra window in length and on the front and the back. So I figured out a way to get the building within one stud of the end of the plate, and that's good enough. Good enough. It's great. It's fine. Well, I haven't been back outside all afternoon because I've been, you know, enjoying my Lego project, and it was just too stinking hot to want to be out here. But I'm carrying a piece of cardboard to the garage. Johnny had some robot parts come from AliExpress today because that was where he could get them. It actually came early. I'm just walking around. Fountains are good. Checking for... You gonna come? I would enjoy it if you would walk with me. Stripe's in the house, so you're free to hang out without worry. I'm just gonna check, make sure I don't see anything wilted. It needs emergency watering, and look for Japanese beetles. And I have a pogo task that requires 1 kilometer of walking. So, you know, it's really disappointing. I can stand there and do Legos for hours and hours and hours, and I get next to no credit for it from my watch. Matter of fact, sometimes it tells me I need to stand, and I haven't sat for 3 hours. Really kind of disappointing. Just checking on my fountain. It's not working right now. It could use a little water, but it's not low, and it's not working right now because it's just not getting any sun. The sun has passed for the day. Oh, goodness. This guy's put out some new leaves. That's great. Check that out. Yeah, this is the filigree. That's great. Remember, this is the one that, like, this hornworm thing came and ate a bunch of it. And so I'm pleased to see. I've checked it every day since it was sort of in a delicate state after it got ate on, to make sure that it's not getting made on by Japanese beetles and a bunch of other stuff. Alright. Well, this Nishiki has been doing well. Don't let me jinx it. Very subtle little variegation in the leaves. Yeah, I guess another reason why I'm out here is, like, make sure I don't see any deer out here doing anything. It's been hours since we came or went in the car, or, you know, anything else. And I sure don't want stuff getting ate. Wow, look at that full water bowl from the rain we had the other day. Hey, Tux. Thank you. Hi, Marty. Hi, Marty. How are you? Good boy. Good boy. Aw. Good boy. Mama's going back around, though. I feel like I've already got bit by a mosquito, and I'm not really asking to get lots of bites right now. It's really interesting that the Japanese beetles have stopped attacking the canna lily. Yeah, I think Amazon should experiment with the glasses for A, or Google Lens, which has been gone for a long time, with technology that looks where your eyes are looking and makes the camera track with your eyes. Now, this piece had broke off, and I just stuck it in there. So that's not anything wrong per se. This guy's doing nice. I'd like to see him push out just a little bit of more new growth before the end of the season, but good enough. That's a full moon variety. Shishishwanan or something like that. Ah. Alright, well, I only killed one while I was out here. I guess that's good. I'm ready to go back in the house. Ready. Marty and Tux will find their way back to the front, and I'll just keep striping a little longer so that Tux can resettle. That's right. That's right. Hi. Hello. He's looking at the door. I don't know if you can just see my reflection or stripe, but he's... If I come in quick, I can get him out of the way. Hi. He's a good boy. So, is it working? Is it working? Ooh, biometrics are working in everything. Congratulations, Donnie.
I'm going to go order me a case right now.
Yeah, maybe a better one than the one you had.
Yeah, a better one than the one I had.
Yeah, those little, oh, I don't need a case. These slimline guy cases, they don't work.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, way cool. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I got to go clean the workbench off so Johnny can work on this.
All right. You've got at least 30 minutes until the lasagna comes out, possibly 40 minutes. We'll see.
Sounds good.
It's a large chunk, and I'm reheating it. And I got ice cream. We
have ice cream.
The ice cream mix. You could go get the ice cream thing.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. Mine is not the work of art that Johnny and Don will make, but mine is still really good.